Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Commander Wolffe. First, as you can see, it says Star Wars Clone Commander Wolffe. He's part of the 104th Battalion. Really nice image of Commander Wolffe right there in the front. Come around to the side. Some more images just kind of showing off his versatility and different looks. Obviously, you got his Phase 1 helmet. He also comes with the Phase 2 helmet. And there's a lot of extra painted detail on here that really just pulls out the uniqueness of this character. You come around here to the back, then you see his regular normal head. I think it was Season 3 or something like that. He also does come with the Season 4 version where he's got his bionic eye. So you're basically getting 4 different heads, which is really cool. One thing that I love though is also how this package opens. You can see, well, it's got some tissue paper right there. So as you can see, it opens up much like a book kind of style, with a really cool bio here in the middle that if you want to read, well, I guess I could zoom in for you. You can read it. It's a lot to read. I'm not going to read that whole thing. But yeah, go ahead and pause it and you can read that right there. But I love how this opens up, and then you have the figure on the right side and all of his hands and other accessories and things of that nature here on the left. In addition to his regular head, his head with the bionic eye, and then you got the Phase 1 and Phase 2 helmet, or vice versa. But really very nice. One thing that I've always, Wolffe has always been a very loyal subject towards the Jedi during the Clone Wars and things of that nature. And one thing I've always been curious about is what would he do and how would he react once that whole thing was over and they became the enemies of the Jedi. It's very interesting. But this character was first introduced to us in the Clone Wars cartoon series, so it's really cool to have him in terms of figure. So without further ado, let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Commander Wolffe open up and out of its packaging. And while Wolffe is more of a nickname, his real designation, Clone Trooper 3636, something like that. But as I said, he developed the nickname of Wolffe, and it kind of fits because he's the commander of the Wolffe Pack, which is the nickname for his particular battalion. Now, a lot of that sort of Wolffe element comes in with a lot of his actual decorations on his body, and Sideshow has done a wonderful job of recreating those. But first, taking a look at his accessories. Now, in addition to the 2 close fists that I currently have on the figure, you also get an additional 11 other hands. 6 that are designed as left hands and 5 as right hands. Some of them are similar. You got 2 both right and left hands that are in this like kind of saluting sort of pose. You get 1 left hand that's like peace, peace, dude, peace. Of course, you get 2 right and left hands with the thumbs up. Both also come with a right and left with the hand sculpted in a way that it looks like he's pulling the trigger. You get 1 left hand where he's kind of pointing with 2 fingers. You get both right and left hands that are more designed to look like he's cupping the bottom of a gun. And then you get 1 hand with him just pointing his finger. So you do get a wide variety that you can use to really put him in any kind of pose that you possibly could want. And in addition to that, you do all get pegs with them, which is absolutely wonderful. I always talk about it. I love it. I think it's something that really separates Sideshow figures from Hot Toy figures. It's a wonderful touch that I do wish Hot Toys would do at some point in time. I think it's a valuable asset. Now, in addition to that, you also do get another pair of feet. You just got the regular flat set right here, but these ones allow you to make it look like maybe he's got 1 foot pushed back a little bit more. You can do that with this one as well, kind of stabilizing himself if he's going to be taking a blast with his larger cannon. He does come with 1 droid popper, which I wish he did come with more. Yeah, it's just personal preference, but I do like these little guys. They're very nice. He also does come with his large blaster, which he didn't use all that much, but he did use it every now and then. You can rotate that around and have a little bit of a shoulder prop for it or something like that, but really nice. But he also does come with his more commonly used hand blasters, both of which can actually holster in his, or on the figure itself, which I'll show here in a minute. He also does come with a magnetically attached jetpack, which I just knocked over his other accessories. You got 2 little sort of guides here where you line it up on the back, and then like I said, there's 2 magnets on here that clip on there very nicely. But again, on here is where you're able to see some of those kind of Wolffe designs coming through, like with the stripes and things of that nature. Absolutely love it. Now, As I said, he does come with both his Phase 1 and Phase 2 helmet. Right now on him I have his Phase 1 helmet. This is his Phase 2, which is a more closer resemblance to the final Stormtrooper helmets that we got. And then he does have the posable sight here that comes down, that went down a little bit too far, but you have that, which you can have him target things with, but really very nice. And again, here in the helmet you can see the design of that whole Wolffe element coming through. Zooming in to take a look at that, I mean, just like, for example, along the side here, it's like there's teeth and things like that. I mean, it just really looks nice and has a very intimidating look, which is something that he went for. That's what he liked. It was like war paint almost. But as I said, this is the Phase 2 helmet, which more closely resembles how the Stormtrooper's final helmet looked, which I kind of like a little bit more. But for Wolffe here, I think that the Phase 1 looks a little bit better. Mostly because the mouth seems more aggressive, but this is still a nice, absolutely gorgeous piece nonetheless. In addition to those two helmets, you also get two different portraits. One older, showing kind of how he damaged his right eye, with a really nice red detail here with the blood and such. I mean, that's really very cool looking. Really very impressive. It just gives an absolute wonderful amount of detail that's really kind of creepy. And then you see his really dead looking eye. But in addition to that, you do get his other head, which has his bionic eye in it, which that's going to be a little bit harder to show. Zooming in as close as I possibly can, you can see that it has a real cool look to it, where you can see that the actual scar is a little bit lighter in color. It's kind of showing his age, and then that bionic eye in there with, it's hard to see, but there's actually like a little target right inside there. I mean, both of these head sculpts really are quite impressive looking. I mean, that just looks wicked and creepy looking. And then coming up to the figure himself, you can see that currently on him, I have his Phase 1 helmet, which, for comparison, you can see the difference between the two. Like I said, this one just has a little bit more of an aggressive look to it. Maybe it's more like the black nose or something, but you can see just how that whole Wolffe element carries through with the separate paint here on the side. I mean, I think it looks incredible and very spot on to the character. One thing that I love about it is you're translating a CGI cartoon and you're trying to make it look like the real actor who originally played the clone troopers, whose name I totally forgot. And it's not an exact kind of sculpt to that character, but it looks nice when you're taking a CGI and then moving it over to try to look more humanoid. I think they did a great job with that. But again, with the body armor, you see a lot of these little special details. Like he's got these little stripes here on this shoulder blade, or shoulder pad on this side. He's got his Wolffe logo right there. You can see all the damage and worn look on here. This is more of his secondary look. He originally had a maroon color, but this is more of an updated kind of look for him in terms of the paint detail and stuff, like the bluish gray color. Come around here, you do have his kind of half kilt sort of thing to protect his legs from shrapnel, which goes around. Like I said, you got the gap right here. It's just kind of a half kilt, but again, wonderful detail all the way throughout it. And you can see, I mean, I love the wearing on here. I mean, rubbing your hand on it, you wouldn't feel anything, but it does look absolutely incredible. And then again, you got his little targeting sight that can come down to help his bionic eye. I don't know why he would really need that, but I mean, maybe his eye is not all that good. And for one final accessory, yeah, he does also come with a Star Wars display stand. Now, if you were lucky enough to get the Sideshow exclusive version, that display stand had the Wolffe logo that you see here on his right shoulder. That was actually put on there, which looks really cool. But for me, really isn't all that big of an incentive to go ahead and get that exclusive. The price is the same, so it doesn't really matter if you get this or the one with the Wolffe logo. It's just a little extra little bit. But coming to the figure himself, one thing that you're noticing is that there is some very familiar parts that we've gotten with like previous clone troopers and things of that nature represented here in this figure, like with the armor and things like that. But it would be that way. They're all clones. They're all meant to look the exact same. The thing that's really cool here with Wolffe is that it has all these additional little pieces in terms of paint and extra detail that really just stands them apart from the rest of those just generic clones. And I absolutely love it. Now, first adding all of his accessories, like I said, you got these little nubs right here that kind of fit onto his back, and you can see, again, some great weathering on here, but it just sits right on there. It's a magnet, so it just grabs right on there and looks terrific. I absolutely love it. Now, for me, I do like the Phase 1 helmet on this. You can take and put the Phase 2 helmet on there if you want. All you have to do is pop it off. It is on a bit of a ball joint, and when you do, you get an extra little kind of cloth piece here that helps fill that bit in. But one thing I love doing is you take the regular head, pop that on there, just like so, and now you have him without his helmet, which again has a terrific look to it. Again, really making it stand out and look very different from the rest of your clone troopers, and that's the whole idea. Or you can take the Phase 2 helmet, put that on there. For me, I don't know, that looks a little bit big, I think, too. And like I said, the Phase 1 just has a more of an aggressive look to it. And that's probably my just personal preference, obviously, but I love that the options are there for you. So just getting that on there. Again, for his other accessories, he does come with his hand blasters, which nicely holster right here along the side, so you can position those right there. And all the additional hands and everything just really help you to have more of a detailed look. Now, for his articulation, the head is on a very nice ball joint. You got a neck joint at the lower part, and then you got the ball joint up here. The actual neck joint also does have a bit of a ball joint on there as well, so you can get a little, whoa, crazy look going. The shoulders move forward and back. This piece right here flexes up so that you can get more range of motion. They move, or more range of motion. They move in and out. They rotate, but you do have to kind of squeeze because this piece will also rotate around. He bends here at the elbow. He's got two joints. The wrists have the standard peg, which allows rotation and forward and back. I would venture to say that he does have waist articulation. You have to lift this up, lift that up like so, and then you can get a little bit of range of motion with it, but keeping it down like so kind of locks it in. You have to lift this up to kind of get him to contort. So you do have that motion there, but if it's fitted down like that, you're not going to get much. The hips move forward, they move back, they move in and out, they rotate at the upper part of the thigh. Let me see, does he have one or two joints here? I'm guessing two. Yeah, he's got two joints here at the knee, and then again at the ankle you get that full range of motion, that the same type of pegs that you basically have with the wrist, but they're a little bit bigger. So I mean, all the articulation is there. The look is really cool. It's a very I don't want to necessarily say iconic character because he's not in the actual films, but in secondary storytelling such as the Clone Wars series, he really is a very well-known character, and I think people in general are going to absolutely love having this guy. Now, all in all, with Commander Wolffe, you get a character that is really almost instantly recognized amongst Star Wars fans. So it was really just a matter of time before we were going to get a figure of him through Sideshow Collectibles. And I think they did a terrific job with it. As I said, the individual portraits, while having that resemblance to the original actor, really does a nice job of taking the CGI that the cartoon was and updating it to give it kind of a real person look, but not necessarily being an exact copy of that real person from the live action movies. I think it's the best of both worlds. In addition to that, I love the inclusion of the two extra helmets, both the Phase 1 and Phase 2. Phase 1 is just a personal favorite of mine for this character, but the Phase 2 really does make sense because he eventually went to the Phase 2 armor. All the hands, that's something that you would expect to get, but all in all, for only $160, I really think that you're getting a good, valuable figure. I really think that Sideshow has done a wonderful job repurposing a lot of the original molds to give us characters that still use those. It's very smart and works perfectly, I think. If you're just a fan of the original films, this character may not mean too much to you, but a lot of those fans of the original franchise want more Star Wars stuff, and that's what the Clone Wars animated series did. It gave them more history. So a lot of those hardcore movie fans are fans of the cartoon series as well, and I think are really going to appreciate having this guy. If you are interested in picking him up, as I said, the exclusive version is currently sold out, but you can still get the regular one that I have that just comes with the Star Wars display stand, as opposed to the same exact display stand but with the Wolffe logo on it. That is still available through Sideshow Collectibles. So if you are interested, go ahead and click on that link down in the video description. You'll go to Sideshow where you can pick this guy up and add him to your collection today. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/teambotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/Optibotimus. Also, I would encourage you to check out my new website at optibotimusreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, as well as see what I have coming up for future release. And I'd also appreciate it that if you like this review, to please rate, comment, and share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.